And Jocelyn, what about my y-axis?
Your
Field of view. Good. All right, so we have both axes labeled. Now, you learned a name for both of these yesterday, too. I think it was in the first problem. Distance from wall, we called that what type of variable? It was our independent variable, right? It's where we began. It's where you guys stood at the beginning. This is our independent variable. And actually, I'm going to put this... Yeah, I'll probably put it to the side. All right. So this is our independent variable. All right, now with your team, I want you to come up with... Restraints? Okay. What's another word for independent variable?
Input.
Input. Input works. Independent variable input x. That's another one. One you learned in Frank's class. It's your x value. Do you guys remember domain? Yes. All right, Caesar, give me one word for y. Output? All right. Jocelyn, what's another? Or actually, I call him Jocelyn. Nohan, what's another one?
Range.
Range. And then Christopher, what's another one? Perfect. All of these words are synonymous, meaning they have the same meaning. So if I say find the range of this function, you know that I'm talking about your y values. Okay. Now, put your pencils down. Looks something like this. And now we're going to head back to Frank's class. Frank, I love the way Frank connects math to the real world. And he uses the idea of a relationship to describe a function, right? He talks about dating, right? You guys remember this analogy? All right, who can tell me Frank's analogy? Why is a function like a relationship? A healthy relationship, we should say. So there's only one output for every input. Now, I really like the way you said it, because you said y and x. They're the same thing. Frank's analogy was dating, right? A healthy relationship is when one person is dating one person, right? It's not healthy when one person is dating two or three. You're going to start having problems? Yeah, you're going to have some issues, right? You're going to have to talk about some stuff. So this might have seemed very like, oh yeah, I had to memorize this in Algebra 1. Why is this important? In Algebra 1, it probably wasn't that important. In Algebra 2, it becomes more important, and in Pre-Calc, it becomes super important. Let's say it would have. Let's say you guys were like, you couldn't decide, you weren't decisive. The guy in the spotter is looking at the wall, and he sees 12 centimeters, and then he sees like 14 centimeters. It's probably never happened. But if it did, same distance, he sees two things. How do you decide on which one's right? You could take an average, right? And then come up with 13. But the moment I do this and introduce this data, I mean, we're going to come up with a trend line, but if we have this, does this pass the vertical line test? How many outputs are there for that one place you're standing? 2. Doesn't work. And that's why we always want to see something different from where we're standing. Wherever you stand, you should be seeing something different. I'm going to erase that. Cool. Any questions on this? I know this seems a bit abstract. You can't see the board? Oh. Alex, what did you guys get for your domain? 1,5. Parentheses or brackets? Why brackets? Yeah. This 1 value, is this 1 included?
Yes.
Yeah. And the 5's included. Good. Who's got the range for me?
Okay, 2 comma 6 in brackets.
Very good. Beautiful. Okay. When would you have a parentheses?
If the point is
How would you know if the point was undefined?